Hello and welcome to the United Stand live at last. What's the latest in relation to Paul Pogba then? It is the Paul Pogba show. Loads to get through. Typically, it makes me laugh. We did a video last night, didn't we, in relation to this? And it was all about loads of people getting onto us today saying, oh, you're all about clickbait, saying Paul Pogba's a done deal. I think it is a done deal, but it wasn't me saying it was a done deal. It was the most credible journalist I think there is in world football at the moment, and that's DiMarzio. I nearly called him by his Twitter name, @DiMarzio. He was right about Mourinho about 2 months ahead. He was right about Zlatan about a month ahead. He was right about Mkhitaryan about 2 weeks ahead. He was right about us not getting Ebola about a week ahead. And he basically is saying the situation with Pogba, and we're hearing this from a lot of people now. A lot of people are jumping on it. Is that a deal has been thrashed out between Raiola, who basically works for Manchester United at the moment, having done the Zlatan and Mkhitaryan deals, and Raiola and Pogba and Manchester United have sort of come to an agreement around 13 million euros a year, 240 grand a week. And he's happy to come to Manchester United if Juventus will sell him. And as we said in the video last night, Juventus, are they going to turn down £100 million? What the supplementary things to that are that Real Madrid have sort of come in. Guillem Balaguer, somebody was saying today that apparently he studied in Liverpool and he hates United. I mean, he's constant rubbish that he comes out with. I mean, why does Sky bother to pay him? He was a bit of a novelty a few years ago, but he's become a bit of a joke. In fact, his sources, the only source he's got is the one he puts on his Spanish sausage, because he's coming out with now. A few weeks ago, he said that Louis van Gaal was going to stay. He also said we weren't going to get Zlatan, and he's now coming out saying that Real Madrid are in for Pogba, and that's where Pogba wants to go. Totally contradicting what DiMarzio said, which is that Pogba does want to come to Manchester United, and it's down to Juventus whether they want to sell him. Where do Real Madrid come into it? I don't know what you lot were thinking. I myself this afternoon was getting a little bit concerned, and I don't know what you were thinking, oh, Real Madrid might come in. But the fact of the matter is, what we're hearing from Real Madrid, again, not directly, but from the people that we sort of link in with and follow, is that Real Madrid can't afford to go to 100 million without selling. And also, if they do go to 100 million, it will disrupt their bunch of spoiled little Galacticos, because Ramos will want a better deal, Ronaldo will want a better deal, Bale will want a better deal, and it causes them all sorts of issues. So at the moment, I think Manchester United as a club, the press in Italy, Spain, England, France, are all on the same page on this. They're all saying that there's a willingness from Pogba to come to the club, and it's down to Juventus whether they want to sell. Well, as we've seen, Juventus can dig their feet in, they can do what they like. But if the player wants to come to Manchester United, we'll play it nicely for now, as will Raiola. But if they dig their feet in, the move will be forced. So it's got to happen. It's got to happen. I think it's going to happen. The only thing that could mess it up is if Madrid do come in a bit later. And what I would say about that is that I tweeted it out for a joke today, and I want to get what you lot think about this. Well, how do you feel? And also, while we're live, I've got an absolutely massive dilemma I need to put to you all, because I need to get your opinion on this. I'm really interested. But let me put this to you. What would you do if, next week Real Madrid came in and swooped in and took him at the last minute? How would you feel about Pogba? Because I'll tell you how I'd feel, and it gives you just a little glimpse of the enormity of what Mourinho is about to pull off if he gets this Pogba deal. And I think it'll make you feel even more excited and more amazed how it is that we've done this deal, because I think it's amazing if we get Pogba, right? He's been at the club. Why would you want to go back? We haven't got Champions League football. Real Madrid, it's got a better climate. You probably earn the same amount of money in an easier league, playing in the Champions League, doing something new. Most expensive player in world football in a climate that is far better than Manchester, and he knows what that climate is like in Manchester. And I'm talking about sun, lifestyle, the works. Everything suggests that he should be wanting to push Real Madrid to come and sign him. The reality that we're at top of the queue at the moment, and we're banging with a chance of getting a player that might go for nothing and has already been to Manchester United, I think it's absolutely superb that we have a chance of getting him, and it looks like we are going to get him. If we get Pogba, it would be the biggest signing ever, says Tactics Network. I totally agree with that. He agreed personal terms, apparently, says Jake Bull. Well, Raiola is basically working for Manchester United at the moment. He's also the agent for Matuidi. And people say, well, why would Raiola want to push the deal to Manchester United? Well, he's going to earn a lot of money in agent fees, and that's what it comes down to. But also, he's doing a lot of work for United at the moment, and he does need, he got his Zlatan, he got his Mkhitaryan, and he forced Mkhitaryan out of Dortmund, so he's doing a great job. Hi, Mark, I'm new here, absolutely love the site, brilliant job, keep it up, says Dahila. Thanks, mate. Raiola deserves a knighthood, says Lorenzo. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I mean, I think I called him a kebab seller the other week, but he's been brilliant. If we get Pogba, we're favourites to win the league, says Carrot Fan. Yeah, said that last night. And I thought, Pogba's decision, Pogba's performance today, whilst not being brilliant, was just enough for us to see what he can do, but not enough to make bloody Madrid go and sign him. Ed Woodward's done a good job, says Martin MCC666. I think he has done a good job, but I think Maybe we now need to start thinking, well, maybe it wasn't all Woodward's fault. Maybe he had Dithering, Moyes and Van Gaal. We know Moyes was, well, let's not talk about them idiots. Pogba showed glimpses of class tonight. Yes, he did, Lorenzo. Who would Pogba line up with in midfield? Interesting. I did a video earlier. You can go and watch that about Matuidi. I've changed my mind about him. I think that could work out quite well. But when it comes to Pogba and whether it's going to happen or not, I do think we need to realistically, seriously think that this is going to happen. Anything can happen in football. Nothing is certain. But I think the reality is that everything suggests that Manchester United are working towards this deal being done. And let's go back to what Mourinho said a couple of days ago when he was talking about the 4 transfers. He said, we've got one more to get and then I can breathe easy. And don't tell me that you aren't feeling what I'm feeling about this Pogba deal now. And I think that reflects and gives a big hint about Mourinho, because I'm like that and I'm on edge. I want the deal done so we can breathe easy, because we know what a massive signing this is. And if we can get it, it's the coup of the century. It really is. It's to get the surrounding of it, to break the world transfer record, to bring a player that we let go back for nothing, to bring a player back that we've regretted letting go, a lot of us, would be an absolutely massive deal. And I think what Mourinho, somebody's just said, can you stop talking about Pogba? Have you not seen what the name of the video is? It's called the Paul Pogba Show. We will be talking about other stuff, but I'm going to carry on with Pogba at the moment. And if we can pull this off, I think it fits in with what Mourinho was saying, is that he'll be able to breathe easier, because it is that sort of deal. We're all nervous. As for France winning tonight, I've always said Germany are rubbish without Robben, and I think it showed tonight. But a lot of people wanted France to go out. You know what? I know you're all going to start commenting. That is a joke. I know Robben is Dutch. I do these little jokes sometimes, but yeah, France coming. A lot of people thought if France got knocked out, it might speed up the Pogba deal. I can sort of see that, but also I still think that things can happen. Nani signed for Valencia the other day, didn't he? So things can happen, but I think the hold up with the deal now is basically speaking to Juventus, which apparently isn't going to happen till after Euro 2016 anyway. It makes us all nervous because we're on the edge of our seats thinking, will Real Madrid step in? But we've just got to go with it. And all I can say is, and we do link in with a lot of different people, and we hear things from a lot of different people. And everywhere you look at the moment, and you've got to start feeling confident about it, especially with the likes of Di Marzio. And everywhere you look at the moment is that Manchester United are very advanced in these talks. I mean, we heard today that Ed Woodward's been talking to Juventus for the last 48 hours. That's even further on if that's true. We're very advanced. We're offering a world transfer fee. You got him for nothing. Juventus should just take the money and accept it, because surely £100 million is better than, it's £100 million profit for them. So yeah, brilliant. Mark, since Pogba is more attacking minded, would you play him as a number 10? Yes, I would. Very, very quickly on that. I'd have Pogba at number 10, Mkhitaryan on the right, Martial on the left, and Zlatan ahead. And I'd have Schneidlin and Schweinsteiger or Carrick in there at the moment. Or we go and buy someone like Matuidi or Kante. That is exactly what I would do. Take a few of your comments, then we'll move on to something else. Will this interrupt the growth of Fosu Mensah? I think it will develop him more. I think Fosu Mensah is good enough. I've got enough faith in Fosu Mensah that no matter who we sign, he can force his way into that team. I think he's that good. He reminds me of a sort of SCN sort of player who was always superb for Chelsea under Mourinho. And I think Mourinho will see what I can see and you can see. And I think Fosu Mensah will gradually force his way into the team. And remember, he can play a number of positions. Pogba at number 10 with his pace and strength would be amazing, says Canal. Modric is better, says Mixed Gaming. Modric is half the size. We need some physicality in our side and height. And I think with Pogba, he's a step up from Modric, because we've got a lot of small players. Fifth signing, says Preston. Hopefully Manolas, maybe Matuidi. My outside bet is Fabinho at right back. If Madrid is after him, we have to we after him, we all win. Pogba is not a number 10, he's a box-to-box midfielder. Yeah, but I think in our number 10, we sort of need, when you've got the ball, you drop, and when you've got the ball, you attack, and when you haven't, you defend in a Mourinho side. So all our attacking three midfielders will be sort of box-to-box because they'll have to work hard as well. Has Manolas signed the new contract, Mark? Says Lorenzo. No, I checked that about an hour ago. I check it every day. And apparently the contract negotiations are stumbling. So that's hopeful. Still would like Cruz, says Ryan Goodwin. I understand that. Sign Hazard, says Pranash. Can't see that happening now. I've got Mkhitaryan. Time to start selling, says Steve Nesbitt. Yes, let's grab onto that. People are doing videos and all sorts about Mata leaving, and I've got absolutely nothing to say about that. I sort of had a look at this afternoon thinking, what else can we talk about? And there is no indication that Mata is going to any club. I think there's rumours that he's going to go. I think he may well go, but there is no indication that he's going to Everton. So whoever's doing the articles or anything like that saying Mata's off to Everton or anything like that, it's so wide of the mark at the moment. Wide of the mark. It could happen, but there's nothing concrete going on, and I don't think it will be until Mourinho gets together with the full squad and start seeing what he wants to do. I did read an interesting article just before I come on air saying that a lot of the first team players won't be happy with Mourinho if he sells Mata because he's a popular member of the squad. I tell you what, I really just hope that's rubbish paper talk, and I suspect it is, because we're not going down that road when we've only just started the season. If Mourinho decides he wants to get to Mata, I don't care if he's God himself. If he's not good enough in a Manchester United shirt, which unfortunately I don't really think he is, and he is a nice bloke, he gets sold. I don't want to hear about whoever the players are that aren't happy that Mata's going to get sold, whether it's the Spanish contingent, whether it's Rooney, whoever. They've got no right. You listen to what Mourinho does, and it's his job. And if he wants Mata to go, if he wants Darmian to go, if he wants Herrera to go, if he wants Memphis to go, these are players I like and don't want to go, then you trust in Mourinho, and that is what happens, isn't it? So my battery is going. Wait a minute. I will be back. You don't want that happening on air. Good job it flashed up. Good job it flashed up. Yeah, we're on there now. I lost my light. I was like, shit. Yeah, so the Mata thing is quite interesting, but I don't think it's going to work. And as Panache says, he is too slow. Who others can we buy, says Abhishek. We'll have to just wait and see. I think it's going to be about players. What's going to happen with players who go? James Rodriguez, please answer, says Chaddy. James Rodriguez, I still think he's an outside bet that we might sign him. However, Corey's on about Balaguer, who we mentioned at the start of the video. Rodriguez could happen because of George Mendes and he's available. My concern at the moment, because I still am nervous about this Pogba deal, is that Morata will go and Rodriguez will go and Madrid will very quickly have £100 million. That's what's worrying me a little bit. Because ultimately, let's just see what happens with Pogba. I think everything suggests it's going to be done, and I just hope behind the scenes, hi Michael, I just hope behind the scenes it's more or less done in relation to Raiola, Pogba and Woodward, and all we've got to do now is force Juventus to sell, and that's what everything sort of suggests, so we'll just have to wait and see. Balaguer is a clown. We touched on him at the very start. He's coming out saying that Pogba wants to go to Real Madrid, being the total anti-Man United clown that he is. I don't even think he's Spanish. I think he's Steve from Essex, and he puts it all on. But as I said, the only sauce he's got is the one he puts on his bacon sandwich every morning, because he's been way off for a long time. I would love Pogba, but never know if he'll come, says Josh James. Would have Draxler over Rodriguez. I know a lot of you like Draxler. Would love to see Fellaini gone. Yeah, Louise, you're on my page. I'm just praying that that's going to happen. But let's be honest, it's like Mourinho said the other day. He wants to win. He wants the crowd excited. He wants to score loads of goals. He doesn't want to score goals. He wants to win the league. He wants it all, but will he get everything? And to be honest, I think this summer, and I don't know whether many of you agree, it's almost like FIFA. I sat there today and actually thought, this is just unbelievable. This is what we've wanted as United fans for so long, but it feels so weird because we're so used to spending all summer chasing somebody like Ramos or Fabregas, and it never happens. And this summer, we're chasing players, and then a few weeks later, they're actually signing. And we're getting the business done early. And it's just, it's very hard being an Englishman, because the English way is we like a loser. We like, 1990, 96, we're good losers, if you know what I mean. We always like somebody who gets so far and then they don't. And it's almost like at the moment, as a Manchester United fan, we're winning. And there's part of me, and I'm sure you're not the same, who's thinking, this is really weird. this isn't right. Everything we want is happening. So maybe I want Fellaini to go, but being the pessimistic Englishman that I am, I'm sort of thinking, I bet he'll stay because I can't have everything. And Fellaini would be the cherry on the cake. You haven't seen anything until if Fellaini goes, the video I'll do is going to be gold. And I don't even know what I'm going to do. It will just be totally spontaneous. But only crazy reject world transfer request, says Aminar. I think Juventus would be stupid to reject a world transfer fee, especially when they got him for absolutely nothing. It's not like they paid him for him; they got him for nothing. Fellaini to be named the captain. Right, okay, I want to throw something to you because we've got, wow, my Jesus Christ, I just looked at how many people, we went over 1,000 people there, which is actually quite an apt time for me to ask this because, as you know, the United Stand is very interactive. I'm going to the comment section now. Please do drop a like on the video because it's always all about you, and dropping a like for yourself. And I think the last couple of videos we've got nearly 1,000 likes on. So if you all drop a like on the video now, we'll get 1,000. This is my Mark Goldbridge United Stand dilemma of the day for you lot to give your advice on, because I need your help on this. It's football related. If you didn't know, the TV games were announced today on Sky and BT Sports. Our first game against Bournemouth is at 1:30 on the Sunday, so it's not on a Saturday. The following game against Southampton is Friday at 8 o'clock. The following game after that is, I think it's Hull away, and that's at 5:30 on a Saturday. And then we have the international break. And then the second weekend of September is Manchester Derby. I thought it was going to get moved to a Sunday. It's 12:30 on the Saturday. My dilemma starts to happen. My brother is getting married, and he arranged to get married on the second week of September. I assumed that was going to be an international break. I realised when the fixtures came out that it wasn't, and I saw Manchester Derby, and I thought, he's getting married at 1 o'clock on the Saturday. They'll definitely move the Manchester Derby to the Sunday. I'm in the clear. You know what's happened? You know what's happened. I've just told you what's happened. The Manchester Derby is at 12:30 on that Saturday. Pep v Jose Mourinho, our biggest game of the season, and my brother is getting married at 1 o'clock. The dilemma is over you. I know what I think. But think it through. And I'll tell you what, after the show tonight, when you're lying in your beds, think it through realistically, because I know what a lot of you are going to come out and say straight away, but think it through properly when you think about, this is my brother, my family, and the expectation that I will be at that wedding. And, you know, Ewan McGreever, screw your brother. Mark, get Sky, take your iPad and watch it. Well, I'm also thinking of you lot, because watch-alongs, we do watch-alongs, so I can't really sit in a church doing a watch-along, can I? You know, but United over your brother. Sorry, Mark, mate, no choice, have to go. You don't turn up, get sick. Mark, does he have in the church? Just go to the wedding, watch the game. Go to the wedding, says Andrew Thompson. Go to the wedding, says Christian. It's your family, says Mixed Gaming. Football over life. Oh God, do it at the church. That's sad. Go to the wedding. Go to the wedding. A lot of you I'm surprised by this. You know, you're morally better than me, which isn't taking much, but you know, there will be a watch along. There will be a watch along. It might just not have me in it. Lynn Hall, you can't let your brother down. Half and half. Wedding. Half. Can he get married at OT? Wedding. Go to the match. Mark. I think we're getting a split here. I'm just reading the comments. The United Stand is your family, says Carl Matthews. Let's just say the watch along will happen, and I've got a dilemma, and I had to walk out of work for a few minutes today just to get some air, because I was just like, I was so convinced it was going to get moved to the Sunday, and it, you know what, it's not great, but we'll sort it out. There will be a United Stand watch along on that game. But you know what? Even if I wasn't doing the United Stand, I would be totally honest with you. Even if I wasn't doing the United Stand, I would be facing this problem, because I want to watch Manchester United play Manchester City, Pep v Jose, the very first time, with all the players we're signing. I would want to watch it anyway. So it's not even, you know, the United Stand makes me even more thinking. What part of me is thinking, go to the night do. Miss the boring ceremony, go to the white do. Carlo Capello says, fuck the wedding. That got blocked, Carlo, because of the word fuck, but I'll read it out. So what? So yes, people are coming out with solutions now involving bomb scares and all sorts. We don't want to go down that route. Kick the brother into touch. Yeah, divorce him. Mark, at least get Zara to play, she says, Nico. Zara's already jumped into the hot seat. She's aware of it. She will do the watch along. The watch alongs are going to happen every time there's a Manchester United game. You don't need to worry about that. You might need to worry about me. Some might say it's an improvement not to have me, but we'll see what happens. But I appreciate all your comments, and I'm sure those people who aren't watching it live will give their comments as well. Kevin H is watching it from Gran Canaria. One way or another, I'll be watching it. I might be in the back row with a little iPad and all sorts, but and I've got mobile Wi-Fi, so I will be watching it one way or another. But an interesting one, and I thought I'd share it with you all because that's what it's all about, the United Stand, isn't it? And we love talking about football, but real life as well. It affects us all. We all have these family dilemmas, and the trouble is, I don't know about your families and friends and whatever, but they don't really get it either a lot of the time. So tell him you were adopted. I'm not your brother. I'm not your brother. Shag the Bride, says Bahila. God. Unbelievable. Watching from New York, somebody there. It's whizzing through. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching. Superb show. Over 1,000 of you watching. Please drop the video a like. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of personal stuff there at the end. But we started off with Pogba, obviously. My conclusion on Pogba at the moment is that I think it's going to happen. I just think everything suggests it's going to happen. But I'm laying it down on the low a little bit now. I'm sort of like going to go a little bit low down and see what happens, because if it happens, all hell's going to break loose. I do think it's the sign in the league. I still think Zlatan are going to make a massive difference anyway. Old Tally will go massive. Faisal's watching from Kenya. Swap me from India. The line guys, says Simic. But I do think it'll happen. And yeah, Aaron Taylor wants me to shut the ride as well. Tomorrow night, there is no football on, so we won't be doing it as late. I will throw this out to you now. 8:30 tomorrow night. Is that all right with you all? We've been doing 10 o'clock the last couple of nights, but 8:30 should help some of you out, especially the Indian ones, being an hour and a half soon. But 8:30 tomorrow night, let me know what you think about that. I'm sure there'll be loads to talk about. I'm not marrying Zara, Jake. She's like, she actually is old enough to be my daughter, so that is not going to happen. But she's fantastic and she's doing great things, and she'll be back on the show on Sunday, I think. But nobody's saying anything about 8:30, so I hope that suits you all. And Hakuna, I think you've got an obsession, mate, with Fatty. Mark, go to wedding, keep brother happy, says Marek. I appreciate all your comments on that. Hakuna's going to get dropped in a minute. 8:30 tomorrow night, yes, 100%. 8:30 tomorrow night, we'll have a Manchester United update. And Daniel says 9 p.m. 8:30 for 9 o'clock. We'll be on air at 9 o'clock. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Love the live comments. And I tell you what, I'm really glad I asked you that question, because it's great to get you more involved, although you're massively involved anyway. I spend my whole time watching the live comments. And to all those people who said clickbait this morning about the Pogba video last night, I hope you've sat in your place and you've sat down a little bit, because it wasn't clickbait. And at never at any point did I say Mark Goldbridge says Pogba's a done deal. It was all about Matuidi. Hakuna, Fellaini I would choose over that one. Thank you. Stephen Howson or Fellaini, he said. Fellaini for me. Don't know what your thoughts are. But merchandise will be up, and 8:30 tomorrow night we'll be back live. Who else will be back on there? And Lorenzo's right. United Stand isn't about clickbait. There's certain journalists that I listen to at the moment. In fact, there's probably only one, I think. And I'm not massive about journalists, but I think just Dimartio has just been so on the ball. And I forgot to say this. Dimartio is clearly getting information either from Raiola, the agent, or from Manchester United, because he's been bang on, and he's bang on, not like 48 hours ahead. Like the person I spoke to told me about Bailey 48 hours before, but Dimartio's getting it a week ahead. He's getting his information from either Raiola or Woodward or someone like that, so if he's saying that about Pogba, I'm just so bloody excited, but I'm holding back. I'm holding down. I'm getting too excited. Take it down a level. Right, I'm ending. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Speak to you all tomorrow night at 8:30. Still loads to go on. Thanks for all your brilliant advice on the wedding. 50-50 split. Morally, you're all great. You know what I'm thinking. And I'll speak to you all tomorrow night. Thanks everybody for watching. Oh, and sorry, I'm in totally different surroundings tonight because I'm not at home. But I meant to mention that at the start. So thanks everybody for watching. The numbers are dropping. I better get off there. But thanks everybody. Speak to you all tomorrow night. Have a nice evening. It's a great time to be a Manchester United fan, isn't it? We should all appreciate this. We all deserve it after that twat Van Gaal. And it is like FIFA at the moment. It's absolutely brilliant. I said this a few weeks ago. I said July was going to go off like a bomb. And I said anything is possible under Mourinho. And those two things have proven true. Speak to you later.